Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I was delving somewhere I don't often go. The caves of Facebook. With things such as recipes, arguments, confused elderly people, and even worse, the Zuckerberg, who few have seen, and even fewer have lived to tell the tales. Knowing of these dangers, I was ready to turn around and leave. But right before I did so, I saw it. The inspiration for today's video. That's right, movie remakes. I saw the trailer-ish, not even the trailer, but the poster for the new Crow. The remake of the classic movie, now featuring Bill Skarsgård, who did really well in It as Pennywise, and others you may have heard of, such as The Barbarian, directed by Zach Kreger, or even Deadpool 2, he was in there for a little bit, and other movies. But it got me thinking, why are there so many remakes lately? It feels like every couple of months there's a new remake of an old movie that we've all seen. And you can beg the question why. And the answer that you hear a lot is to give it a new light, remake a classic, and bring it to new audiences. But you don't have to do that to bring these movies to new audiences. They can just watch the old ones. Now, are all remakes necessarily bad? No, I don't think so. Everyone's opinions on them are different, but I don't think they're all bad. I enjoyed The Lion King pretty well. I thought that one was done awesomely. And then you have your stinkers, like this one, and this one, and this one. I only thought of one example, so in editing I'm gonna have to make sure to add two more. But sometimes it does go really well, like The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler. Not a lot of people know that that's a remake, but it is, and it's a really good movie. Even the original one's really good. It's harder to compare them because when that was remade, a lot of things didn't feel like they were being remade, at least not as often as today. Like I said, it feels like every couple of months we're getting a trailer or a post or an announcement of some sort regarding a remake. Now, I don't think it's a bad thing, but there's a million different streaming services out there, so if the argument you're going with is so that new audiences can see these things, just find which streaming service it's on, get the free month, or you may already have that streaming service, you never know. It's just crazy to me that this is something that's being done so often. It feels like the creativity in Hollywood is absolutely gone. I'm fine with sequels and prequels. Those don't bother me. Expand on these stories that we know and love, but don't just retell them in a way that could possibly be worse, because if your goal was to bring this story to a new generation, like a new audience, then you failed. And not only bringing it to them, but bringing them into a way where they're not even probably going to want to see the original. For some people, it might entice them to be like, okay, what did the old one look like? But there's going to be people who see these remakes and they're like, why would I do that? But some remakes are good for the right reasons. Like, take It, for example. The original It was really well done, really good, and amazing for the time. The new one, it's the same thing. Really well done, just really good in general, and amazingly made for its time. Will it age? Probably. The first one's starting to a little bit. Not that it's bad in any sense, but you can tell it's starting to age. But why so many? Like, it can't be that hard to come up with plots. In fact, I'll make 3 of them right now, and we'll do some editing tricks, so they've even got posters with them. Alright, number 1. We'll come up with the titles after I get the posters put together. But number 1, setting, Old England. Main antagonist, old lady with green hair. Why she has green hair? She's probably a witch. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Our protagonist, a little boy. He has a sword, and he wears blue shirts, only blue shirts, because it's something his father did, but something to do with this green-haired lady, his father. So the blue shirts are important. And the movie is called Hunting the Witch. The title may or may not spoil whether this lady's a witch, but there you go. That's one movie. Boom. Movie number 2. Beach setting. Bam. Adam Sandler? Probably. There he is. One of his buddies, but one of the ones you don't see very often anymore. So, boom. Rob Schneider. There he is. And they're in a surfing competition. And there's a possible love interest. Probably Jennifer Aniston. Boom. Surfing for love. That's 2 movies down, baby. Third movie? Let's do it. Setting? A train. Bam. It's on a train. We don't get too many train movies. I can think of like Polar Express and Snowpiercer, but that's about it. Okay, but we're on a train. And the antagonist, the conductor, the protagonist, the co-conductor, whatever that guy's called. I know there's co-pilots for planes, but whatever he's called. They're played by Ricky Gervais as the antagonist and Liam Hemsworth as the protagonist. It's called The Train. Look at that. 3 movies, all with different levels of information, but all new ideas. And that's what I'm getting at. I just did that in like 2 minutes, if that. Gave you 3 movies and even little posters for them, just so you could see how easy this is. And it's crazy. Because every time there's a remake, the same thing happens. An explosion of like, I'm not gonna see it, this movie's gonna be trash, whoever works at Hollywood needs to be fired, what are these guys doing? But then the movies make bank. Not always, but sometimes, most of the time, they make bank. And people see it anyway just to complain some more, or they'll see it anyway and be like, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. In fact, it's one of my new favorite movies. That happened with It for me. It was my favorite movie for a long time. And I really love the original. So, there's one. But I also didn't think it was going to be bad. I was pretty stoked from it from the start. Besides the point. I just think this creativity flow has dropped significantly. It feels like everything else where they're just in it for the money. And it's like, hey, let's bring back this thing that made us a lot of money the first time. Do it again. It'll give us more money. And then in 10 years, we'll do it again. More money. And again, more money. And they'll keep capitalizing off it because no matter how upset people are getting, they're going to watch it anyway. And then you end up with movies like this, which I'm not going to watch. But there becomes such a sea of these movies that anybody can sneak in and make the closest thing possible to throw off, just to loop it back, the confused elderly from Facebook. So they go out and buy these movies for their grandchildren, and then the grandchildren see it and they're like, you paid for this? With your money? I'll watch it, but I'm not going to be happy about it. And that does nobody justice, except for the company that does these kind of movies. And then they keep making these movies. Because Hollywood is so... What is the word? It's not washed up, but it's like... It's just empty. It's full of nothing at the moment. Not everything that's been coming out is hot garbage. And I like to stick to a 3-month rule where any game or movie that releases or gets announced to be released in the first 3 months of the year, probably not going to be great. And that's usually the case. Especially January, man. I think it's because everybody tries to meet these deadlines to get these bangers out and be like, hey, good year. We started the year off strong. But then you get poop. And nobody likes poop. They don't like to put it in their eyes. So stop making poop. I gave you 3 movie ideas in this video. If you're a producer and you want to make them, go ahead and make them. Let's see what you can do with Surfing for Love. That's a movie I would actually watch. I'm surprised it doesn't exist. It might sound too close to like 50 First Dates, but I didn't say she has a memory problem. I just said that they're surfing. It's may or may not be ripped off of Surf's Up, but that's fine. Anyway, maybe it's a sequel. Maybe it's a sequel and Shia LaBeouf, that guy. Maybe he has a cameo and he's like, everyone says Shia is this, Shia is that. Shia is me, bro. Let me be me. And then it plays some dope music and, just remake Surf's Up but use people. Let's get a live action remake of that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you're having a good day. If you're watching early on, have a good rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. And until then, give me your movie ideas in the comments or what you think of all the remakes. I think it's about time they stop doing that. Saturated, that's the word I was looking for. It's very saturated. I think it's time they stop doing that and start getting creative again. Give us new things we've never seen. Like Barbarian, where that movie it's not good, but it's not bad. But part of it's good because it's new. It's not something that's copied. It wasn't done before. It's a new idea. It's just another movie where Justin Long gets killed. And that's his own fault. It seems like every time he's in a movie he gets killed. And they just can't. It just doesn't. Dude's got bad luck. Anyway, see ya.